All right, hey guys, so we're halfway into the Saudi Arabia tournament, and Nigma Galaxy is doing quite well with 5 wins and 3 losses currently. So I've noticed that they've been winning mostly through outplaying their opponents in team fights and skirmishes, is not really through strategic methods. This is usually a good thing, especially during big tournaments and TI. So let's take a look at some of their interesting plays that you might have missed. So this is the first game of the tournament against RNG, and let's take a look what happens here. So this is, the laning phase just started, and they realize the moment Chalice uses his Q on the creeps, GH realizes that they can just go full commit on Kaka, right? And Miracle also connects very quickly, and they actually just managed to get a free first blood. Alright, so around minute 6:30, we see that Miracle is about to last hit this card, which will cause the originally split creep wave to move forward, right? And if we look over here at GH, he's last hitting creeps, right? Usually the supports will finish the creeps, but GH realizes this and immediately goes over even when they already have a lane advantage to help Miracle. So what happens is Kaka is actually trying to make a move on Miracle as Chalice gets to level 5, right? But GH is just there at the correct time. He came at the right time, gave up one of these creeps, and gets the kill on Kaka again. And then let's keep looking at this clip. So Chalice is still trying to make a play on Miracle here. Uses his Celestial Hammer. But let's take a look what happened. So Chalice has almost enough mana for his Q again, right? So he's trying to bait Miracle into like stepping forward so he can get the kill. But look at this. Like, let's look at Miracle. Okay, the moment Chalice turns around, Miracle switches in back to Berserker form, which gives him a bit of move speed, and then he just outruns him, and then they actually get the kill on Chalice as well. So this lane is just a complete disaster for RNG. However, Kuroki still has some old man micro. Let's take a look what happens here. Okay, this is just gonna be a funny clip. So Miracle tries, they gank Miracle. He tries to TP out. It doesn't work because there's a hex, and his teammates are connecting. And I think one detail here is Miracle doesn't have mana for ult. I mean, if he switches treads, he would, but then he decides to use his skill, which makes him have like 80 mana, which means he won't have enough mana for ult. But I think he might be expecting Kuroki to give him a mango. Otherwise, I don't understand why Miracle wouldn't just ult, right? But if we see here, Kuroki actually has a mango, right? He could use a heavenly jump and actually give Miracle the mango. He has enough time. If we look here, he does have enough time, but he actually uses the mango on himself. So yeah. Let's move to the next clip. Alright, so same game. Let's take a look at a fight that occurs around 11 minutes. Enigma are smoked into the enemy jungle. They go on Somnus. Let me just move this network. Okay, so Somnus doesn't die here, I believe. If we look here, Kuroki kind of baits Chalice's spells. He waits until he uses the hammer to jump away, which is cool. I don't think Somnus dies here, but one thing to pay attention to is we see Kuroki has a tome coming, and he's level 5 right now, right? So if we look at this, if we look at the health bars on RNG, they're all quite low, and Kuroki realizes this. Instead of chasing, he goes back to get his tome, right? Uses it and immediately gets double kill right after that, which was pretty cool for Kuroki. And one thing I also wanted to mention from this play is that when they made this play, I think this was pre-orchestrated, that Mind Control would just be pushing mid instead of trying to help. This whole time they're chasing, Mind Control is just pushing mid, so they get the mid tower as well, and Miracle's farming. Alright, so last clip from this game, we're just going to be looking at GH God. He makes a very nice save. So let's take a look what happens. So Miracle's just farming the jungle, right? And RNG is smoked. So GH actually just predicts this gank completely and starts walking over, like before anyone does, before Kuroki, before Sumail, right? He just starts walking over, and he actually pings it too. He pings the gank for Miracle. I'm not sure who realizes it first, but it seems like it was GH, and they end up going on Miracle, and they almost get the kill. But because GH started moving there so early, he actually gets the snowball on time when Miracle has like 50 HP. and this just completely ends RNG's chances in this game. So yeah, let's just take a look at this clip, and yeah, that was just really nice by GH. Alright, so this is their next game. I believe it's their second series, and it's against TSM. Now let's take a look at this 1 minute clash. Okay, it's 3 versus 2. We have 2 on the mind control and Kuroki against the tri lane of TSM. Let's take a look. So they try to go on mind control, and basically, they just level 2. This is level 2, right? Level 1 next. We already have a 3-man vacuum, and they actually just get the kill on their enemy, the enemy carry. So yeah, just a great play on. And around the same time, actually, there's a kill that happens at the bot lane. So Miracle actually pulls, we see Saberlight pulling the wave. Miracle actually pulls the wave all the way like over here to meet the range creep, and then obviously Saberlight's like a bit frustrated that this happens, right? Miracle gets the last hit, gets the level 2, and they just immediately go on Saberlight. It's like just easy lane kill. Very well played. Alright, let's take a look at this play. Stun on TA, and I love how they use the synergy between Darkseer and Dawnbreaker. The ult into vacuum, double stun, double everything. They get 2 kills. Very fast-paced Dota. Okay, so 2 minutes later into the same game, still game 1 between TSM and Nigma. A small skirmish happens, but no one really gets caught. So, yep, Sumail tries to go on Saberlight, nothing happens. TSM wants to re-engage, but we can see that Miracle just, he thinks that this is a fight to be taken, right? So he's hiding here, and I don't know what Saberlight is doing with this amount of HP, but she comes over, right? And this is a 4-on-3, I believe, and basically Nigma just take the fight again by outplaying their opponents. And moving on to, around 10 minutes, we can see they're setting up a gank on Tomato. He is being careful, but I think he thinks that he won't die in the end, just from a Nyx and Darkseer. But let's take a look at what happens. So he goes for one of these creeps with refraction on, and they do a vacuum into stun. And one thing I noticed here is that we take a look at the trap damage on Kuroki, right? He waits until the last moment to use the Carapace, which maximizes the efficiency of the stun, and they actually get the kill on TA, barely. Alright, so moving on to game 2 of the series, we see that TSM is 1k ahead. They get the kill on mind control, but let's look at Kuroki, okay? He's during these skirmishes, they're always at the right place at the right time. So Kuroki actually comes over and gets the kill on Tomato that's trying to heal up from his passive. And they actually end up killing Bryo as well. I think they get a glimpse of him through some vision. I'm not sure where. I think it's from the lightning. And Kuroki actually predicts it perfectly. Uses lightning right on Bryo, and Sumail has just enough mana for Shackle Shot. And they actually get the kill on Bryo as well. I think Kuroki does a lot of damage this fight. His Zeus this tournament is quite impactful. Alright, so at 11 minutes at 30 seconds, TSM are still 2k ahead. And let's take a look at how Nigma play out this fight. So they're trying to go on mind control, right? And Sumail comes over. He tries to stay out of vision, which he does. Cancels the grip with Shackle, double Shackle, perfect. And let's take a look at the skill usage, right? OT into Power Shot, instantly deleted. GH also gets the Curse, which results into another kill on Bane. Just another team fight that Nigma outplayed their opponents. Alright, so this one's even better. Let's take a look at this again. They try to gank mind control again. So look how fast the TPs are from Nigma. Like Sumail's already TPing. Like this just happened half a second ago. So Sumail TPs to tier 2. Miracle then TPs to the outpost. And I think, I'm not sure. I think their communication is going pretty well. GH knows that Sumail is coming, knows that Miracle is coming. Uses Curse just to keep Evoker in place for a couple more seconds. And he gets the Shackle. Oh, he doesn't get the Shackle here, but yeah, they still get the kill. And this might seem like a very simple, just counter gank, right? But the speed at which Nigma react together without TPing into the same place, Miracle TPs to the outpost, I think it's very fast, and it seems like they are just on the same page. Alright, so we're at around 28 minutes, and Nigma are still like 6k behind. But as we can see, they're still trying to force the fights, and They're smoked right now. Over here, they actually use Zeus ult preemptively to actually see if they can catch anybody, and they actually do, right? They do catch Mumiander. He's unable to blink. He hides here. He ends up using BKB on Miracle, but just gets focus fired, right? So let's see how Nigma win the rest of this fight. TSM still think they can fight because they have the high ground advantage. They're ahead in gold, and even though Black Hole is used, they think they can fight, right? But let's take a look at Miracle's pathing. He immediately walks over here, up the high ground, and Sumail, backs off, heals a bit, and he and Croaky goes up the high ground at the same time as Miracle arrives. So, just another demonstration of high level of teamwork. And gets the double shackle again, and then the Lincolns was actually, like they took off the Lincolns right before the shackle landed, which was just really cool. And they managed to win this fight from, 6k behind. And at 29 minutes is where the game kind of really turns. They catch Saberlight farming. Sumail, one thing to point out is Sumail gets a blink, and I think GH also gets a blink. They got 2 blinks when they're so far behind because they understand that what they have to do to win a game. So they get Saberlight here, and if we look at GH, he actually, because he has blink, he comes over here, ultis Enigma, and actually I think he just dies from this directly. Yeah, and then Sumail connects with the shackle. Just a perfect initiation, like a perfect smoke gank, and the game just flips over. Alright, so those were some clips where Nigma clearly demonstrated their team fight skirmish superiority. This was kind of what I expected from them when they formed this roster, and yeah, let's see what they can do during the rest of the tournament.